So what's a mariachi band's favorite moisturizer?
What?
Olay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I legitimately use Olay.
Yeah, I know. So do the mariachi guys.
Fantastic.
Olay. Olay. Welcome back, everyone, to It's a Conspiracy. This is the podcast where we lay out the beliefs behind selected conspiracy theories, alternative accounts, legends, myths, and more. This here is our Mother's Day special. Mothers being the original 3D printers. Yay for moms. We love our moms so much. They're the best. Everybody has great moms. All the resources gathered for the stuff discussed today will be stuck in the episode description. So if you'd like to check that action out, you just go nuts.
It'd be really nice if you let me know if you looked at it, because Andrew sends me a lot of notes to put in the...
I do. Yeah, Charlie's always complaining about it.
Checks it out sometimes. See all the
like,
hidden gems I put in there.
There's some
I don't even
gold.
think Andrew looks at it.
I always look at it.
Oh, okay.
That was the debate. It was like, I always check it out. And there's a picture of Charlie, little Charlie and his lederhosen in there that no one's mentioned.
There's some secret things in there too.
Okay, super fast. If you'd like to keep an eye on what's happening here at It's a Conspiracy, then please check out our Twitter, our Facebook group, our Instagram, our email, it's conspiracy@protonmail.com.
So many things.
And our Patreon account, which is patreon.com/It's a Conspiracy. Or just head over to it'saconspiracypodcast.com. And it's all there in one snappy little package. That's just terribly convenient. Okay, now we're missing Gorgeous Greg, which is a little piece of my heart. Yeah, that's right. It's a little sad.
Making him work double time at the crack factory.
At the crack factory.
The cracker factory. Come on.
So tonight we do have some special guests. Our first in the red corner is Mrs. Kailee. She was briefly featured as Charlie's pan-dimensional doppelganger. Yeah, doppelganger in our pants-pissingly hilarious April Fool's episode.
Is that why my pants are still wet?
They are still wet from all the pants pissing. And in the blue corner, Mrs. Julie, who's regularly featured as the harmony and actual on our snack time jingle, if you recognize that chomp. Now, really quick, just to display, you both have amazing comic timing, and I have a joke for each of you. So here you go, Julie. If you want to just read, there you go.
Stick it right in your face, Julie. Yeah.
Changing diapers is a lot like opening a gift from your grandma. You don't know what's inside, but you're pretty sure you won't like it.
Ha, 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 ha.
That's
Okay.
not always true.
man.
I once found Snickers in a diaper.
All right, now there's a joke there for Kailee. It's just under the part there.
There's my name.
There you go.
Saying I like kids is fine, but I get the weirdest look when I say I like 12-year-olds.
But see, look at how funny these ladies are.
Cougar Town.
We should have come with a
You should have brought your own jokes.
Should have brought your own jokes.
Yeah, my jokes are funnier.
Next time, what's your joke?
I don't know. I don't have jokes.
Jokes?
Just jokes.
Oh, you got jokes.
I married this one.
Oakley, let's get started. Charlie, with a yes, mommy, or a no, mommy. Can you tell me if you're familiar with these three things?
What do you got?
Number one, how did Mother's Day get started?
No, Mom.
No. Okay, good. Number two, Mother's Day around the world.
Mom, no.
Number three, 8 really bad mummies from the movies.
Maybe.
Okay, so that's a
Perhaps.
perhaps, mummy.
Perhaps, Mom.
Okay, number one. So, how did Mother's Day get started? Pause.
I'm leaving the pause in.
Okay, pause. Paused enough.
Pause.
Okay. Nobody.
pause.
Okay, wait. Was that enough pause? Okay.
Wait.
How did Mother's Day get started?
Okay, go.
Okay. Nobody is certain, but I'm going to present 2 plausible explanations. One is very brief and boring and has some human sacrifice. And the other one is a little bit longer and also boring.
Pagans?
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
Spoilers. Jeez, Charlie. Okay. The origins of Mother's Day can be traced back as far as the ancient Greek and Romans. Those pagans, as Charlie spoiled, once again, they invented all the fun stuff. They probably celebrated by slaughtering a bunch of innocent people, feasting on their bodies before having a massive orgy in a cornfield somewhere.
Oh, but they didn't slaughter mothers.
They would have slaughtered mothers, everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, everybody that was alive. They'd be like, you're going to die. You're all going to die.
But were they still allowed to be involved in the orgy after?
I think you had to be alive to be in the orgy, but those pagans, they just... Any port in the storm, you know? Anywho, the ancient Greeks performed an annual spring festival dedicated to honoring the maternal goddesses. In particular, they honored Rhea, the wife of Kronos. All these guys always sound like Klingons. And who was the mother of many deities of the Greek mythology. The ancient Romans also celebrated a spring festival called Hilaria, which lasted for 3 days and included parades, games, and masquerades. That should have been games, parades, and masquerades. Anyways, they probably slaughtered all the people before orgy time as well. An American woman named Julie Howe in 1872 apparently made the first modern suggestion for an official celebration. Now, don't ask me how. We know that. Okay, thank you. She suggested that June 2 was a perfect day to celebrate women, mothers, and peace as a universal concept. This got a bit of traction, and a few cities, like Boston, held a Mother's Peace Day observance on the second Sunday in June for years. But all of that got swept aside in the early 1900s when spiteful Anna Jarvis brought the thunder and the lightning and the hurting. Now, during the American Civil War, there was a hardworking nurse named Ann Jarvis.
AJ for short.
AJ, yep.
Yeah.
AJ the First. AJ the First was in a unique situation where she ended up caring for the wounded from both sides of the conflicts. Towards the end of the war, she attempted to gather grieving mothers from both Union and Confederate families and have a special Mother's Friendship Day. Doesn't that sound nice? Mother's Friendship Day? Yeah.
Good for moms. Nice for moms.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah.
When AJ the First died in 1905, her daughter Anna was overwhelmed with letters and gratitude from families across the country who praised her efforts to set old allegiances aside and work together for harmony and peace, blah, 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 blah. This inspired the young woman to start a day honoring mothers from all nations, religions, races, orientations, etc. On May 10th, 1908, the very first Mother's Day, and that's mothers with an apostrophe showing ownership, not the plural of mothers. Oh, anyways. The first Mother's Day events were held at Ann Jarvis's church in West Virginia and at a department store auditorium in Philadelphia. To commemorate her mother, Jarvis sent 500 white carnations, her mother's favorite flower. Oh, these flowers were to be worn by children to honor their mums and represent their pure, undying love. Something about this resonated across the U.S., into Canada, and gradually all over the world. Within a few very short years, the younger Jarvis, Anna Jarvis, was working full-time to spread the philosophy of Mother's Day across the continent of North America. Along the way, she encountered several obstacles in elected positions. Senator Henry Teller was quoted as saying, "Every day is a Mother's Day." And Senator Gallinger claimed the movement was insulting as it implied the memory of his late mother could only be kept green by some outward demonstration on Sunday, May 10th. The bloody nerve to suggest I don't love my mommy fries up my taters like a dog in the pimming pool. None of this deterred...
Hold on, is that a real quote?
No, the last little bit.
I like that part.
The dog in the tater. And so none of this deterred Jarvis. And by 1914, Mother's Day became an official holiday in the U.S. So I don't know if it still is a holiday or not, but it was an official day.
I don't think people get time off for it, though.
It's like just a day.
Yeah.
Like it's a recognized, nice to look at it, but you don't get the day off. I don't know what
it's a Sunday usually, right?
It's on a Sunday, yeah. You get a cheap brunch, and not even that.
No, it's not cheap at all.
Yeah, no, you get an overpriced brunch and a slap in the face. Then one of the most voracious and evil empires of the modern age entered the equation, and everything changed. Of course, the evil empire I'm referring to is the greeting card and flower industry. They wisely saw the value in this movement and immediately sought to monopolize it by attaching commercial ideas such as wearing bright flowers for living moms and white carnations for dead moms, giving cards and candy and all that kind of stuff. By 1920, Jarvis was urging people to stop buying flowers, cards, and confectionaries from stores like Hallmark and FTD and focus on the real meaning of the holiday. However, the industry had made billions. Orgies. Yeah, orgies in a
Going back
field
to the
with
roots.
corn. The industry had made billions in a short amount of time, and they weren't going to be silenced by anyone, not even the founder of the movement. And so she called the industry charlatans, bandits, pirates, racketeers, kidnappers, and termites that would undermine the greed of the finest, noblest, and truest movements and celebrations. Celebrations. Aside from speaking out, I meant to write publicly, but I wrote pubically. For the rest of her, and I put breast of her life there. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Lots of Freudian slips on the Mom's Day special so far, Andy.
It is our Smother's Day special. Whoopsie daisy.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah. She also commissioned the design of celluloid buttons and plastic flowers to be given away instead of anything purchased, and she successfully trademarked the term Mother's Day in order to halt the marketing campaigns, and none of that worked.
Celluloid buttons.
That's celluloid buttons.
I thought. I was like, oh wow.
What's that? That sounds weird.
Did I say cellulite? I meant
cellulite buttons.
Okay. That is we'll sell you some cellulite buttons. Yeah. I meant to say celluloid. We'll have to go back and punch that in if I didn't. Yeah. Cellulite buttons are not a thing.
I'd tell that to my ass.
In 1934, the United States Postal Service commissioned a stamp promoting Mother's Day and featured white carnations. Jarvis saw this, flew into a rage upon seeing it, as she thought it was another attempt to endorse the practice of buying flowers from those rat bastards in the flower industry. Shortly after this stamp was released, Jarvis, this is great, hijacked a meeting of the American War Mothers and had to be dragged out screaming by the police. She then went on a vicious letter campaign, writing scathing articles, which were published in newspapers across the U.S., blaming women like Eleanor Roosevelt for encouraging war itself.
So you think she used those stamps to send them?
Oh, wouldn't that be it? Ironically, Roosevelt had been using Mother's Day to raise money for a cause that Anna Jarvis, so the OG AJ, had been rallying for. She was like going on the same cause. And the younger Anna Jarvis was like, oh, she wants war. So weird. Anyways, eventually Jarvis faded into obscurity and out of the public eye. She was found living on the streets in the late 1940s and put into the Marshall Square Sanitarium, an asylum where she passed away on November 24th, 1948. Jarvis was never told that the costs at the asylum for the last few years of her life were secretly paid for by a group of Philadelphia florists.
Oh,
I know. Isn't that nice? We had a guy do the floors at our condo, and he was like, I'm the floor man. And I'm like, are you a florist? And he's like, no, I'm a floor guy. Like, the joke went right past him. He didn't even, a florist. That's a better. Anyways, before all this went down, presumably in the mid 1910s, someone asked Jarvis what her ideal observance of Mother's Day would be. Oh, she suggested something like a visit or a long letter. Charlie, when's the last time you visited your mother?
On Sunday.
Oh, okay, that's good. When's the last time you wrote your mom a long letter?
Do texts count?
No, that sure the hell doesn't count.
Dear mother, it has been a fortnight since I've written you.
Love, Charles.
She was quoted as saying, a maudlin, insincere printed card or ready-made telegram means nothing except you're too lazy to write to the woman who's done more for you than anyone else in the world. Any mother would rather have a line of the worst scribble from her son or daughter than this fancy greeting card bullshit.
Ooh, her voice changed.
She got real mad. Yep.
Yeah.
In 2017, the Hallmark Company, mostly known for greeting cards and those creepy little gnomes, had sales exceeding $4 billion. That same year, the floral industry worldwide posted sales exceeding $34 billion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's only gone up because in recent years, you guys might have noticed this, chains like Walmart, Costco, Safeway, Sobeys have started including a little floral section. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe Jarvis was right to be a
7-Eleven had it the other day, too.
It's becoming, it's a moneymaker.
It's big convenience.
Yeah, so maybe Jarvis was right to be a little weirded out by the monster that she helped create.
I mean, you can just go back and get some dandelions.
We picked some dandelions today.
Yep.
Gave them to Mommy for free. Oh,
Put them in a salad.
Would you?
Putting weed patrol out of business.
Yeah.
One dandelion at a time.
Would you guys rather have flowers and like a crappy like stick man with the name poorly spelled than like a Hallmark card?
From you or the kid?
From the kids. from the chillins. Yeah.
My kids are always very creative when they give me stuff. So
Isn't
I
it
don't
nice?
think I've ever gotten a crappy Hallmark card from the kids.
Does it feel better? Like, does that resonate with you? You're like, I'd rather have something.
Yeah, but then I ended up with like 20 boxes of stoodles.
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 Doodles.
Stoodles.
So, I mean, sometimes if it was stuck to special occasions, then it would have more impact, I think.
You get a stoodle every time you see him.
Stoodle.
Were there tears when you'd be like, oh, this is from like 3 years ago. We're going to take it off the fridge and throw it away. And they're like, oh, you don't love me anymore. You threw away my cat snake.
No.
No. Okay.
No, they forget about things quite quickly.
What's your experience with this? He asked, not knowing.
This is how he finds out what to do.
Well, I do a party cast together, a podcast together. Yeah.
I'm okay with either.
You're okay with either?
I'm okay with either.
Check. Good to know.
He's writing stuff down.
Just note made. Mother's Day around the world.
Mother's Day around the world.
In France, the Fête de Mère was set as the fourth Sunday in May and is celebrated with cards and flowers. In China, the relatively recent holiday is celebrated with cards and flowers. Mm-hmm. In India, Mother's Day is celebrated on the second Sunday of May with cards and flowers. In the UK, the tradition was grandfathered into the celebration of Lent. The fourth Sunday of Lent was previously known as
Cards and Flowers Day.
as Mothering Sunday, and now it's called Cards and Flowers Day. The only difference with this is that Mothering Sunday has kept its original date. Mothering Sunday just has such a strange sound to it. Like that sounds like a horror movie from the 80s. It's Mother Sunday.
Mothering Sunday.
Mothering Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. In Mexico, it is said that May 10, whatever day of the week that falls on, is the busiest day of the year for Mexican restaurants. Flowers, food, cards, blah, blah, blah are shared, but more so there's a traditional song called, and I'm totally going to botch the pronunciation on this, Las Mañanitas. I think it's how it's said. I'm not sure. Which becomes omnipresent.
You didn't say it very sing-songy.
Las Mañanitas. And that's the song that we're going to have at the beginning of the episode. Hence the pants-shitting mariachi joke. Ole! Yep. Good stuff.
Still laughing about it.
Yeah, I know. So funny. In Japan, the mariachi, all the songs are in the key of C.
C,
senor. Oh, come on. Ladies,
Going for more
is this
drinks.
thing on?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. You got your headphones turned up? Like, you guys must not be able to hear me. This is funny stuff.
Tough crowd.
Yeah.
It loses impact when you're like, hey, dad joke. Look over for laugh cue.
Waiting for laughter. In Japan, the tradition... Oh, there you go. Yeah. Which has been in the country almost as long as the U.S. happened to line up originally with the birthday of Empress Go-Jun. This meant nationwide celebrations of women and mothers from the highest level of authority all the way down to like the very lowest of the society, which is kind of a bummer to be in like the lowest part. But it was basically mandatory. You're like, it's the Empress's birthday and it's Mother's Day. You will celebrate. Now Mother's Day is the second Sunday in May. And it's a special time where men give their mothers, but not their wives, cards and flowers.
Surprise.
I know, right? That's a little, yeah. Oh, okay. In Russia, International Women's Day is celebrated on March 8. And the practice of Mother's Day in May has been recently introduced since around 1998. But the practice of cards and flowers is basically observed in March for International Women's Day. In Egypt and several other Arab countries, Mother's Day falls on March 21st, the first day of spring. And it is a massively celebrated national holiday, and gifts of all sorts, maybe even cards and flowers, are given.
There's a real running
There's a lot,
thread.
it's a lot of variety in the presence here. Okay. In Thailand, Mother's Day is celebrated on August 12th to mark both mothers and the birthday of Queen Sirikit. I hope I'm saying that right. There are loads of celebrations, and the traditional gift for mothers is... Wait.
Puppies.
Nope. The traditional gift is jasmine. Ooh. Yeah.
I love jasmine.
Jasmine's so nice,
It
right?
smells so pretty.
And she has that big tiger, and she flies around with that. Yeah. All right, Charlie. What are we drinking?
What are we drinking? What are we drinking? What are we drinking? We are drinking Apex Predator Red Ale. Best enjoyed with your pack, this red ale is a Northern Predator in its most graceful form. The intricate malt flavors are contrasted with a variety of New World hops.
New World
Hops. The result-rich toffee, dried plum, and spicy, earthy rye malt flavors combine with juicy orange, passion fruit, geranium, and stone fruit hop character to create a truly unique pint.
Geranium.
Geranium.
That's Apex Predator Red Ale.
I like their tagline on here. Survival of the fittest. It's the only law out there.
He's tearing off his shirt.
Yeah, I like that the bear is like. First of all, he was wearing the shirt before he tore it off. Like, how funny is that? The bear is.
This is like when Dad Bear comes home and he's like, "Time to be Dad Bear."
Tearing me apart.
Oh, yeah. That's a sweet can.
Dad Bear trying to impress Mom Bear.
Andrew, I would say it's very good.
It is very good. Yeah, it's positively very good. Yeah. There is a real plum taste in there. I'm
taste
plum
in it.
surprised, but there really is, and it's dark. Like, look at that.
I can't see through it.
Yeah,
Nope.
like, you know when you made
It's very amber looking, almost.
and it says red ale, but it looks like when you make like
I'd say it's bear colored.
it is bear colored.
Yeah.
Can you taste the geranium?
Can I?
Just to me, take it.
Good
taste
for
the geranium here.
Flowers and card day.
Oh, that's geranium, all right.
I really like this can.
Yep.
There's almost a sadness to this bear's eyes, though.
Should put it on the mantle.
Because he knows he's going to have to get a new shirt. I like ripping out of him, but
He's got a bow tie on, and
Oh,
it's like not one of those like
it's not a clip-on.
clip-ons.
No, I
it's
know.
a bow tie you got to tie.
This
For
is
real.
an amazing callback to. Remember, I mentioned Daywatch to you. There's that movie, that Russian shitty movie. Julie and I were in university together, and she was there the day I flipped out over this. There's a guy. In 3 movies, he's like, I can turn into a bear anytime I want to, and he's like in battles. People are dying. It's like he's going to turn into a bear now any minute. Doesn't ever turn into a bear. He talks for 3 movies about how he can turn into a bear, and then he doesn't ever do it. It's like, if you're not going to turn into a bear, then
There's
don't
no
talk
payoff.
about talk
Ever.
about your bear powers.
so there's no payoff in the throughout the whole.
Anyways, that's what I imagined this was going to be. He'd be like, "Oh, it's finally time." And then he's like, "We're down for some loving now, bear mama.
Oh, bother.
Let's make some cubs."
He goes, my, what a blustery day. Oh, bother.
There is the full spectrum of bears in cinema, isn't there? Like, you get Winnie the Pooh all the way up to, like, scary ass, brainless polar bear, like ripping apart Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie. Yeah,
It's the bear gamut.
the bear.
There's the new Defenders one with a bear in it.
Defenders with the bear.
Yeah, it's like a knockoff of Guardians,
Oh, really?
but instead of like
Oh, yeah.
big
that's right.
guy,
I saw
there's a
that.
bear.
What is this called?
It's a super B movie.
Okay,
It's on the B movie app where you get to watch B movies for free.
is it called Bear Defenders?
No, it's just the
No, it's called
Defenders.
Defenders.
Just Defenders.
Defenders.
And one of them is a bear.
Bear Defenders is a different thing you get on a different website.
Okay, so what we got here is I have a section here for the ladies. Ooh. For the laddies.
I'm a lady.
Yeah. Okay, ladies, I have drinks for you and a list of really bad mummies.
Mummy, mummy, mummy,
Real bad movie, mommy.
My personal favorite is number 8. And this occurred to me while I was writing it that these examples are very telling of my age. I'm a very young man, very spry, very vibrant. But it's just bizarrely, it's all 90s horror and menopausal anger in here. So if you two think of a better example while you're reading this out, then just feel free to just like have at her. Just go for it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, darling.
Go mom wild.
Light of my life.
One.
Margaret White, mother of Carrie White from the Stephen King book turned movie Carrie.
No! They're all gonna laugh at you!
She's an overly religious nutjob who, along with a couple of mean girls at a local high school, push a young girl named Carrie into the homicidal telekinetic rage. Somebody doesn't like Mondays.
I know, yeah. It's hard to tell who wrote these.
2. Stifler's mom. Mother of Stifler in the classic film American Pie. All boys have come across an actual Stifler's mom in real life.
I gotta stop. Charlie, have you met a Stifler's mom in real life? Like at some point?
Yeah, I believe I have.
I did too.
Arguably, I'm a Stifler's mom because
Yeah.
my oldest child is 18.
Holy.
And I don't think I'm bad to look at.
You were like 3 years old when you had this guy?
About that. Yeah. Yeah, why not? How old does that make me? In reality, it wasn't until the movie American Pie that the perfect example was captured on film. I would argue that.
To the positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else?
The Graduate.
The Graduate was an amazing example of, in another way, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Great movie.
Yeah. No, I'll accept it. Ruling.
This is also said to be the origin of the term MILF, which I believe means Mummy I Love Fun.
That's what it means, isn't it?
Oh, man.
I've been called the MILF of Edmonton Burlesque,
Nice.
There we go.
which is
Because
pretty
she
cool.
really loves fun.
I really love fun.
Loves the fun.
I love fun.
All right, Mrs. Lift.
3.
Holy shit! What a dream I was having! Louis Armstrong was trying to kill me!
Mrs. Lift?
Get away from me, you horse's ass!
Mother of Owen in Throw Mama from the Train. Owen, a frightening tiny man with horrific, I don't know how to pronounce that word, fantasies and lists.
Matricidal.
Help of his new friend, a very sad and lonely Larry Donner, to kill his...
Mattress.
Hates that mattress.
kill his mom.
Oh, no.
It's not outright stated in the movie, but Mrs. Lift is also the leader of the gang in The Goonies, and this makes Throw Mama from the Train the spiritual sequel.
Oh, that's
She
interesting.
just wouldn't clam up her damn yapper.
That's right. Or yap up her damn clamor. For that matter. Oh, jeez.
Wait a minute.
4. Lorraine McFly from Back to the Future. Turns out, what?
These bad moms?
These are bad moms.
Why
Why
is
are
Lorraine a
these
bad
bad?
mom?
Oh, we're going to find out. She's probably the worst one on this list.
No.
Oh, we'll find out. Just hang tight.
Oh,
Turns out Marty McFly's sad, depressed, and prone to drinking mother in the beginning of Back to the Future was actually kind of a village bike back in the day. I believe she fought off Biff Tannen. Thank you.
didn't she like also... Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, exactly.
She just wanted to get down with Calvin Klein.
Yeah.
All right. Prime example of alarming behavior is when she immediately falls for a busted up guy her father brought in unconscious, and she has a serious penchant for violent behavior. She is not interested in flimsy George McFly until he finally decides to get physical with Biff. I believe that this is ingrained in women in that era.
Absolutely.
Because we are taught at a young age, or at least in my generation, we were taught at a young age that you want to go towards a guy that either you can take care of or that can take care of you.
That's a very interesting, because those are like two examples. She's taking care of the one and the other one's taking care of her. Interesting.
There you go.
2 points.
All right. I'm smarter than you.
So far you got 3 points.
That's 3. Yeah.
She's immediately turned on and stops trying to get it on with her own child. I know she didn't know, but he tried to stop her, and it's so painful to watch.
It is.
Problematic taste in men, odd judgment, and the kid thing is just creepy. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
She was unaware of these circumstances.
Yeah, sure.
And as women, we are trained to do certain things that we are now trying to fight against. Thank you, patriarchy.
Yeah. I know but he's like, no, I don't want to. And she's like, no, it'll be fine.
Yeah, because that's exactly what Biff did to her.
She was the survivor. She fought him off.
And arguably, Calvin Klein fought her off.
This has got to be said. That guy that plays Biff is amazing. He's like a young guy in the first one.
Oh, yeah. He's super talented.
And then he's like Donald Trump in the second one. And then he's like scary Kurt Russell in the third one. Like, it's amazing. He's amazing. Yeah.
Such range.
He's oh, dude.
But Andrew, this is about the moms.
Sorry. It's not about the Biffs. I do have a point about... Oh, we'll come back to it. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to read this one.
5.
Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor. From the Terminator movies. I know she was hunted and almost killed by an evil future robot, and she had found true love only to have it ripped away hours after being impregnated. But she clearly went a little above and beyond the call of duty and raised a criminal who just blindly accepted that a frightening, murderous Austrian stranger really was a giant robot from the future. He was a huge, creepy guy, and John Connor should have thought, I'm not going anywhere with this guy. She should have taught him to question this sort of stuff.
She absolutely should have.
Oh, come on.
A giant muscle guy is just like, come with me. And he's like, okay, I'm coming, daddy.
He just wanted a father figure.
I know.
You know what? I'm kind of offended by a lot of these.
Okay, sorry.
What's next?
It's like it's all the mom's fault.
Oh, I know it. Are you...
Sid? Pamela Voorhees.
I knew it. Oh.
Mother of Jason Voorhees. Spoiler alert. In the original Friday the 13th movie, the evil slasher is actually kindly Golden Girl Pamela Voorhees.
One of the Golden Girls. She looks like one of the Golden Girls, except she's like stabbing everybody.
Okay. It looks like she's got pockets full of Werther's Original, but she's actually got pockets full of murder and revenge. She's dressed up for stabbing.
Like I said,
I gave Charlie's mom Werther's Original.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure your mom's not going to stab
Happy
anybody.
birthday.
So mom can be all dressed up for stabbing.
Oh, man.
I know. This is a rough one. It's
man.
painful to read. It's painful to write.
You didn't write it. You copied and pasted.
No, I wrote these. I was reading them. I'm like, I got to give a couple, because I came up with a list.
BuzzFeed's 10 worst moms.
From the heart. I did definitely do a little BuzzFeed searching, but...
All right.
Yep.
While the lion mom from The Lion King lets her numbskull kid wander around doing whatever he likes all the live long day. This culminates in Mufasa being torn apart by a stampede of horse creatures. That actually really was kind of Simba's fault. And then after her son vanishes, she doesn't even bother going to search for him. I was little when I watched that, and I remember thinking the exact same thing.
Exactly. She could have spent a couple minutes.
And who comes over? Scar. Because that's a... Anyway, she's all like, meh, I'll just have another one with the next guy. We'd be lying if we said she was a good mom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sarah B. Terrible mom. Okay, here we go.
So if your children end up to be vicious serial killers, it's Julie's fault.
And I can appreciate that. This is it's very...
We all have one thing in common.
I'll say this. In our Father's Day special, which I'm really excited for, we will have 10 real bad dads. And
bad dads.
Yeah.
I feel like they're legitimately going to be a lot worse than these.
This is often like...
Bad dad number one. He said he was going to take me to the lake, but then he left me sitting on the front step.
Okay. here we go. Before number 8, we have a few special mentions.
Special mentions.
I don't want to be that guy, but I actually haven't. Can you pronounce this for me here?
What are we looking at? Where are we?
The top one.
Where the full Cersei Lannister.
Okay, thank you.
Cersei Lannister.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You're not a Game of Thrones guy.
But I'm not being the guy that's like, I don't want Game of Thrones. No, I'm not being that. I didn't know how to say it.
I don't like dragons.
I don't like dragons. I like ukuleles.
And skulls.
There's no dragons in space.
And Vulcans.
Spock can't ride a dragon. Only whales. That's you.
Okay, sorry. Before number 8, we have a few special mentions. Cersei Lannister
There you
from
go.
Game of Thrones. She has lots of evil kids, and she incests with so many of her family members.
One.
Just one.
Just the one. Well, even one is too many.
Just her twin brother.
Yeah. Oh.
Your brother.
Queen Gertrude from Hamlet. She immediately shacks up with her husband's murdering brother.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Lily Potter from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Lily Potter from Harry Potter. She kind of shit the bed across the board. Speaking of beds, our next one is Jochebed, the mother of Moses. Bambi's mom. Really, lady, either run faster or in a zigzag, and you won't get filled up with bullets.
Wow.
You're real pleased about that one, aren't you?
So I'm going to get one of the ladies to read this one here. Okay. And finally, Queen Amanette. She's the mummy from that shitty Tom Cruise mummy movie. So she was a real bad mummy. I know that joke is amazing. Okay. So who wants to read? Don't fight over it. This one's amazing.
I just did the last one. So
Okay.
you're up.
Oh.
8?
Sorry.
No, continue. I was just getting into it. All right, best for last. The Queen from Aliens.
Get away from her, you bitch!
She's awesome, awe-inspiring, terrifying, and a really bad example of being an inattentive parent. She literally abandons all of her unborn children who have been set on fire to clamber aboard the spaceship for some petty revenge. Then, after sneaking aboard, she splits open the android bishop, exposing his soup and noodle insides, giving Ripley the chance to get into the power suit thing for the ultimate showdown. She briefly had the element of surprise and wasted it. Killed them both with the inside mouse shooter thing. You're probably still bleeding from the break-off from the egg hatch, so just go bleeding on them. Or better yet, stab them both with your tail at the same time. Think of your roasted, unborn children. Shame on you. Dun, dun, dun.
It is.
For shame.
Andrew, I feel like you're really going to have to dial back on those technical terms, bud.
Yeah.
Power suit thingy.
Power suit thingy. Mouth shooter thing.
Mouth
Soup
shooter
and
thing.
noodles.
Soup and noodles.
Come on.
That's what happens when you stay at home dad too long.
It is. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Every time I see the movie, I love Aliens, but I'm like, why didn't the Queen kill them both with the tail? Ripley's standing right there. That tail goes right through Bishop, and he is full of soup and noodles.
Soup and noodles.
Which is an amazing callback to our daughter, because that's all she wanted for like 2 years. She's like, I want soup and noodles. I'm like,
And butter.
And butter. Just butter, soup and noodles.
Butter's so good.
Did you start calling her Bishop? Okay, Bishop, we get it. You'll get your lunch.
Here's your stick of butter.
My name's not Bishop.
Yeah, that's the sauce that would
not
have
my
in
name.
there.
That's the kid in the attic.
Oh, you guys have an attic?
Wait, no. That's the part that surprises you? Not that there's a kid up there. Okay. Snack time. Now, really quick here. During our last snack time, Charlie and Greg posited that I had been forcing them into something that they weren't entirely comfortable with. The nerve. This transgression will not stand. This must be addressed. As a creature of foresight, I took it upon myself to make sure I had documented the conversation where I got permission from these two alleged friends. Now it's hard to see my fingers making
He's
that
quoting.
thing, but I'm saying alleged. But I thought, I got a knife in my back here, Charlie.
quotes.
I think it belongs to you. This recording is a sharp rebuttal to Charlie's claim that he hadn't given consent to the snack time portion of the show. Charlie, can you play this clip?
Did you bring
for
a
me,
clip?
please?
You brought a clip?
I brought a clip.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So, here's a clip.
Hey, Charlie and Greg. Hey, how are you guys doing? Hey, that's great. That's super duper. So,
Oh, boy.
listen, quick question for you.
Neat.
Do you guys consent to any snack time shenanigans
All right.
Yeah, bud. You betcha.
and whatever may unfold during that? Are you guys okay with that?
Or anything for that matter.
Oh, you scamp. That's so funny. You two are so funny.
That was wonderful.
Thanks.
Anyways, as you can clearly hear, Charlie did give his consent.
Neat.
Wow. I mean, you know it's me if I said that.
Just some real funny. Yep. That's these guys are always on. Yeah.
Yeah, chum, that was neat.
Spoon.
Yeah. So, anyways, feeding a baby is one of those typical experiences
Oh,
of
no.
being a mom, and many families these days will often make their own baby food. You want to aim for wholesome, low fat, low sodium, plant based, whole food, healthy.
Damn it.
That sounds
just
like
right from
too
the
much
heart.
work to me.
It's-
Sounds like a
yeah.
Starbucks order right there.
And it's fun. It's fun and stuff. Yeah. Okay. One obvious concern is that even after babies get a few teeth, the process of chewing things remains really tricky. So the handy dandy food processor is an extremely valuable appliance for crafty mamas and papas. Throw it in, blendy, choppy, and good digestible times are guaranteed. Okay, so with this in mind, I've assembled a short menu for us to just check out here, like a couple of hungry. Wow,
Jeez, man.
a couple of hungry eaglets.
Get it together.
I know. Wow. Ugh.
Oh,
I was actually.
are we going to get mama birded?
We're gonna get mama birded. I'm not gonna throw up in your mouth. I'm gonna keep my nipples in my pants, but I do have some some snacks for you guys here. Okay.
I thought I was the only one that tucked my nipples into my pants.
No.
Now, just have to give me a
your
quick second to
bags
get ready
ready.
here. Yeah, get your bag ready.
Get your puke bag ready.
They seriously have puke bags.
Here
This
we
is disgusting.
go. It's not my first rodeo.
I'm not consenting to this, that's
Okay.
for sure.
Chef
Give
Andrew.
them 5 minutes to find a puke bag.
Now, Charlie, I have a couple of options here for you. I have the bright green one, the little yellow one, a regular teaspoon, and a Thomas teaspoon. Which would you?
Was
which
it Thomas the Tank Engine?
It's Thomas the
Yeah.
Tank
Oh,
Engine.
that's the one I want then.
Yeah. Which other Thomas is there? Huh? Which other Thomas is there?
Look at this one. It's got a little smiley face on it. Hello.
I'm delicious. Hey, I'm delicious.
Okay, so we've got our moms helping us out, which is really, really nice.
These are not our moms.
No, these are not our moms.
I'm gonna say thanks.
Hey, Freud. Freud would have a real field day with you, bud.
My mother, I mean wife.
I'm married to my mother.
Ugh,
Oh, you guys need to stop right
yucky.
No.
Yeah, let's not.
I love your mom, but please don't call me your mom.
Okay,
Was this for me?
so
This looks
Yeah,
like some-
here's your baby
here we
goop.
go. Cheers.
I already don't feel good.
I'm choking again.
It just looks like carrot.
An economic, surefire, easy choice to start things up is your classic combination of carrots and sweet potatoes. This is real yummy.
Who's supposed to eat this?
Yum. Oh, strained peas.
It's fine.
Yeah.
This is fine. I do have to eat all of it. Nope. Just take a bite.
Yeah, no, that's lots.
Mush.
Okay.
Yep. That's something
Okay.
else.
Now round two.
This is looking less nice.
I'll just use this plate again. if that's okay.
You're sure
Yeah.
Charlie's not allergic to any of this?
No, Charlie's not allergic to any of this stuff here.
Thank you for checking.
Hey.
No. Just use this one here. Yeah,
Alright.
that's okay. Yeah.
Look.
No, don't show me that. Oh, it drips.
That looks
You
goopy.
gotta add
There
a
you go.
sound effect in there.
Do you want this over there
Sure.
for later use?
Okay. So round two. This is the first part of our childhood classic series. This is a peanut butter and jam sandwich.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
And you wouldn't think a sandwich would blend up so well, and it sure doesn't. Yeah, so
Did you add some milk in there? Oh, that's a face.
Yeah, you can really taste like the bread.
Oh, that's not fun.
No, okay, no, yeah. Everything about this is so wrong. Like the jam.
Yeah, why did you do this to me?
I
thought we were friends.
You consented to this. You said, okay.
I didn't. I don't remember saying that.
Okay.
Oh boy, this one's chunky.
That one actually kind of looks like just thick hummus.
That's what I'm telling myself. It's only hummus. It's only hummus. It's only hummus.
Okay.
Smell it.
Now,
No, I can't.
round
smell
3,
it.
second part of our childhood classic series. This is macaroni and cheese with wieners. This almost looks like a fancy German cheese dip thing. So,
Mac and cheesy.
Mac and cheesy, nice and easy.
Like Clairol.
Okay. I'm still getting the peanut butter and jam thing going on here.
This is not great.
You need to cleanse your palate in between.
I really do. And it's amazing how you can taste the hot dogs in there. Like,
Taste the wiener.
you can taste the wiener magic in your mouth. Yeah, no, this is super. Yeah.
I want to sit down with some beer.
I can't believe you feed your children this.
Okay. Okay, so here, I'll
I need a nose plug over here.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good times.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you the big bowl.
No, that's lots.
Bottoms up.
No, Charlie gets the big one.
No.
Okay.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, no, that one's really.
This kind of smells like.
Okay, so we
I
had
don't want to say it until Charlie's got it in his mouth.
we.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that.
You're probably thinking, yes, but Andrew, I'm not a baby anymore. I'm a man, and I demand man food right now. So here's a more adult-themed offering. This is a lovely beef sirloin tip with garlic mushrooms and sautéed onions. I would have tried a filet mignon thing, but they were on the top of the fridge, and those steaks were too high. Oh, come on. Come on, ladies. Come on. Seriously, the mic is like... Too high.
Steaks are too high.
Explains why it smells like dog food.
Oh.
This one's good.
You can have mine and be like, oh, man, that is so nasty. Oh.
What are you talking about? We just ate mac and cheese. This is...
Should I get a little bit of everything in there?
Do you want to try this one?
Not even stirred
Absolutely
up.
not. No.
Should I stir
I'm
this?
good.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna stir.
Should I
that.
stir this?
No. Okay.
So do it in layers?
Now you're doing fine with this one here. Okay. Now
That last one was better than the other ones.
yeah, the last one surprisingly.
Oh, this one is weird.
Number 5 our dessert, and I guess we'll just wait till the
levels.
Oh,
With a garnish of
give me a chance.
whatever that color is.
Yeah.
We got some green, some brown, and some red here.
Sounds like a Saturday night. Woo-hoo! Okay. All right, ladies, are we good to? Oh, okay.
There you
Okay.
go. There's your rainbow.
Number 5, our dessert. You can't go
cobbler.
You can't go wrong. Strawberries, avocados, and bananas.
Why do you keep putting avocados in
Okay,
things?
now in our house we call this.
Going bad.
That's right. In our house we call this strawberry avocado.
You don't eat this at home.
We do. We eat this at home. Babies eat weird shit.
Do you feed that to our child?
I do. Oh, okay.
Not anymore.
Oh,
I can't get it on my spoon.
it's actually the strawberries and banana.
Strawberry won't let go.
You gotta mix it up.
Ugh. It's hard to sum up how awful the color is on this. It really is like if a clown threw up. Like,
Yeah, independently they'd be wonderful, but
Do you?
you're looking like you're okay
I'm
with
not
this.
leaving a tip. There's no gratuity on this one, bud.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not liking that one at all. Ugh.
I'm going to take over one of these snack times. Made you eat some gross shit.
Name that mush.
We're gonna
Name
have
that mush.
We're gonna have to
What's a mush in
reinvent
your
snack
mouth?
time for season 2.
We're gonna have to change it up a little bit, yeah, because we can't keep doing this to ourselves. This sirloin one is gonna haunt my nightmares.
Oh, it's actually one of the least offensive ones for me.
Well, here you go,
I
buddy.
don't want any more.
Oh, sorry.
You take that home to baby Andy.
Get you a Ritz cracker and throw her in there.
Yeah, you like weird pate things.
I do.
I mean, it was fine. You put that one on a cracker.
Actually,
Or in a mini egg.
it's. So alrighty then, I think that's our Mother's Day special.
It was so special.
Super special.
Do you want to read the here? You can
Sure.
read the closer bit.
What's the outro?
Oh, man, design will get you sorted.
Alrighty then, I think that's our Mother's Day special. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or head on over to it'saconspiracypodcast.com. Also, feel free to swing by our Patreon page if you'd like to help us out with the bills. No pressure. You can donate as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/it'saconspiracy. Or just tell a friend, tell 2 friends, and maybe they'll tell 2 friends. Rate, review, subscribe, give us money, send us gifts, send beers, etc. Give Andrew some ideas for better food. Andrew needs some real food.
Recipe ideas would be great.
He's just smashing up all this damn food. He just wasted a whole bunch of it. Now he's going to take it back and feed it to his poor children. Now he's going to need... He used all his grocery money in this snack time. He needs more money. We'll be back with our Irish whiskey special later on this month. Then episode 11 on June 1st. And that'll be followed up with our Father's Day special with a special surprise guest that I don't even know who that is. Hooray for fathers! Thanks for stopping by and happy Mother's Day to all those beautiful moms out there. Thank you, Mrs. Kailee and Mrs. Julie, for stopping by. It's really nice to have some ladies on here, and you're both super neat.
Oh, see, come on.
Thank you so much for all that you do. Take care.
Oh, bye.
There it is.
There it is.
This is my birthday party.
I got me some champagne.
This is my jiggle juice. This is my mom party wine.
My cellulite.
I'd like to point out we started like 40 minutes ago. And this is where it's gone.
Not an all-day recording.
It started at I'm a little shy.